Margate, Florida. Now, Margate's a wonderful place, but after today, it is going to be, it's never going to be the same, because a world-famous personality has opened up a new restaurant here. And if the food in this restaurant is anything like the world-famous personality, it is going to be way out in front, because the personality is Mario Andretti. Mario?
Morning.
Thank you so much for taking the time to see us.
Thank you. Thanks
Good.
for having me.
This is wonderful. This is your grand opening.
This is a grand opening. I'm so happy
Are
you're
you
here.
excited?
I hope you're hungry too. I'm excited.
Well, listen, Italians are always hungry for pasta, huh? You can never have too much pasta, right?
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
I would like to talk to you a little bit about Mario Andretti, the very beginning. You are from Italy.
Yes.
And of course we know the achievements you've made through your career, but to be so successful, you've won just about every race except one, which we'll talk about later. How did it all begin? Did you come from a family of racers or what?
No, not really. Actually, obviously, as we were talking earlier, how I became interested in the sport is something that I can explain in very simple words. I just became fascinated with it through the media when I was young. And we didn't have television then.
So what media are you talking about?
It was back in the 50s, you know, it was just through newsreels and obviously magazines.
You were talking about Italy?
Media.
Italy or here in the States?
Italy.
Italy, okay.
Yes, I came over in 1955. I was 15, so now when I became interested in the sport, when I felt that there was something that I thought I wanted to pursue. I was in my young teens, you know, I was like 1951, 52, you know, so you won't remember that. But,
you'd be surprised.
Actually, motor racing was very prominent in Italy in those years because there were current world champions. Italian, the current champion was my absolute hero. It was Alberto Ascari, and I never knew him until, I mean, he was killed in practice for a race in 1954. But he was the one that probably shaped my life in a sense. Because
now you're from near Venice, near Udine. The name of the town you were born is
Montona.
What? Montona.
Yes.
Okay, and how old were you when you left Italy?
I left Montona when I was 8, 1948, and I lived in Lucca in Tuscany for 7 years, 1955. And 55 is when the family came over to the United States.
And it was here then you got involved with building cars. I understand you were into building race cars, is that right?
Well, my twin brother Aldo and I pursued this when we, were 17 or so and 18, and by the time we were 19, we had a car ready to go, and a car that we built ourselves, a modified stock car. Of course we did.
What age were you when you were in your first official race? Really big
19.
Time. You were 19? Oh my God. And did you win?
You know, it's hard to believe, but it's a fact. We did. Aldo won his first race, and so did I. We didn't win every race after that, obviously, but we really did a good job. We did a good job. I mean, it's a long story how we went about gathering information and such pertinent to building a car properly. We researched. And, in those days, things were not too sophisticated, but we looked at this thing in depth, and in the ranks that we were, the disciplines that we were driving and running in, we had a car that, was really quite good. So.
Now, when your son Michael is a fantastic racer now, you're very close to him, I understand.
Of course, yes, very proud of him.
I'm sure you are, and he's proud of you too. How different is it? I know it's hard. That's not a question to answer quickly, but from the time when you were at his age and now, how has racing changed quite a bit?
Quite a bit, of course.
Are you more scared now for him? Are you scared
always
at all?
Scared. Yes, of course I am.
More so?
I have a concern, let's put it this way, always will. I mean, the fatherly instinct, it will always be there. And let's face it, if there's a chance that if they're exposed to danger, no matter how calculated the risk is, there's still going to be concern. And,
when he's racing, and I understand you're on the headphones with him, do moments come when you say, I wish I were there doing it? I wish I could be doing it. Does that ever really happen to you?
well, I don't even have to say it, I mean, that's a feeling that I have. I'm pretty much, this is a lot of the satisfaction that I'm deriving these days, just being on the sidelines, and I'm riding with him he doesn't know it, but I'm right there, right by his shoulders, and just watching everything he's doing.
On his shoulder.
And I'm riding with him every inch of the way, and then of course I experience disappointments and I experience the joy, of winning. In fact, he just came away from a win, just not too long ago, and again, that's what we look for, as far as the driver,
We have to take a little break, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to ask you what race you have not accomplished that we know you're going to win soon. We'll be back after these messages. That was 6 minutes.
Hello, I'm Itzhak Perlman. I chose